Hey, everybody. Oh, here we go. Hey, everybody. It's your girl, PJamma, with PJammalyfe. And today, we have some really good things that we're going to come to you live with. We have the M. Night Shyamalan movie, Old. Star Trek Picard just wrapped up. We can't wait to talk about that. The Patricia Highsmith thriller, Deep Water, and the anime feature from Amazon Prime, The Legend of Vox Machina. Well, while I'm on a little bit of a delay, why don't we have our two buddies here introduce themselves? David, say hello.
Kapla, everyone. What an exciting night we're talking about tonight. I'm thrilled to be here. We are thrilled you are here. Got a lot of fun things to talk about on this. Here in the nation's capital, a bit of a cloudy, hazy, almost rainy kind of day, but it's sunshiny here tonight. Looking forward to talking with you guys.
Yeah, very good. And our buddy Patrick, say hey to the people.
Hey everybody, it's been very sunny here in Kansas where I live, and the yard work is piling up, so some of my watching was not as intensive as it usually is.
Isn't that the truth for all? So, hey, Electric Melanin, she's in the house saying hey to her. Welcome. And why don't we get started with, I guess everybody's greatest fear is getting old. Let's take a look.
Mr. and Mrs. Kappa, welcome to our version of paradise.
Wow.
How is the Kappa family? Any plans today? There's a private beach on the nature preserve side of the island. It's impossible to find. It's surrounded by stunning rocks, very unusual minerals. Oh, it's a once-in-a-lifetime experience, a natural anomaly.
What is it? What is it?
Trent!
Someone over there.
Can you believe I found this online?
Okay. David, why don't you talk about what you thought about Old?
I see old people. That's as funny as I get.
Oh,
gosh. M. Night Shyamalan, I can't say his name, but I like his work. A thought-provoking, scary kind of flick. I love going to the beach, so it was like a double-edged sword for me. This is where I kind of rejuvenate and get energy, and they are literally dying in front of a scary, good flick. I like the timing of it right before you head to the beach for the summer vacation. So, well worth the time. I enjoyed it.
Okay, yeah, and let's try, since it just came out yesterday, to try to give spoiler-free kind of reviews so that people can still catch it. Pat, what did you think?
Well, I saw it 6 to 8 months ago when it was in the theater, so I didn't watch it again, but I do remember that it was an M. Night Shyamalan movie, and it was just like so many of his movies where the clues are everywhere. And you figured out at the end. It was an interesting idea. It was an interesting take on maybe how human testing happens and a lot of other things that are going on, And it was overall, I enjoyed it quite a bit.
So I thought it was a decent kind of sci-fi kind of psychological thriller. And it was interesting to try and figure out what was going on. And it has some really good metaphors in there too. And so it wasn't one of his best, I felt. But it wasn't, one of the worst, like The Village or whatever, which I still couldn't watch all the way through.
Which I like.
Yeah, well, it was pretty decent. This is actually a comic called Sandcastles, and based off of that. So it's some differences between the comic and the movie. So as usual, but it's M. Night Shyamalan. You're gonna get some twists. You're gonna get some turns. You're gonna get unexpected things happening. So I thought it was pretty decent. I think people would enjoy it, and it's not something that you have to like think about for a long time. I didn't get it wasn't that deep, but it was a decent little thriller. So definitely good for a Saturday afternoon. So I think everybody thought it was okay. So definitely check out Old. Okay, next up is the second season of the Star Trek TV show on Paramount Plus, Picard. We're gonna check it out. I can talk about it for a little bit. Oh, there we go.
What the hell is that?
Hugo, activate auto-destruct sequence.
"2024. The change in the timeline originates there, in Los Angeles. There is someone there to help. A watcher. Seek the watcher."
Pat's head is down.
Okay, so David, let's try to do a spoiler-free, because there are some things that you could spoil for people who haven't had a chance to finish up the series. So let's try to avoid some of those. But go ahead, David. Talk to us about what you think about Picard.
Well, I will endeavor to make it so.
I think Pat might be frozen.
Yeah, at first I thought he was just really down about the show, but he's having some technical issues. Love to see it. Patrick Stewart reprising his amazing role as Jean-Luc. Love that. This show, there was, in the early 2000s, there was a set of Star Trek porn parodies called This Ain't Star Trek. And when I watch Picard, my take is, this ain't Star Trek. Because I love seeing him. I love seeing there are different people that pop in. You saw there in the preview, Jerry Ryan, a 7 of 9, which I love seeing her kind of mix in with this world. It is so dark. It is an antithesis to me of a Gene Roddenberry Star Trek. I'm enjoying it, but to me, this ain't Star Trek. It's good, but this ain't Star Trek. It did it.
Oh, no, I'm frozen.
Time travel, which is Star Trek, but that's where I'm at on this. Which I love seeing her come with this world. It is.
Well.
We have some technical difficulties going on here, folks.
Can we hear you?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, there you go. Maybe.
Okay. Yeah, it's
Okay.
working now for a second.
Go ahead, Patrick.
Okay. I haven't got to watch the whole thing. I've only been a couple episodes into it.
I think we're having quite a few technical. Yeah. Can you hear me, David?
Yes.
Okay. Okay, so I'll go. Okay, so I'll go next. Oh. Are you there, Pat? Okay, so why don't I've completed my take on it. I thought, like David, this one's a little bit dark. I think the themes of forgiveness and grief and loss and mental illness, mental health, trying to resolve trauma, that's heavy. That's a heavy load for Star Trek. So, of course, time travel, which, come on now, it's the universe has got to be something else other than time travel. I'm getting tired of bend backwards. But you did get to see some characters from Next Generation. You got to see Q return and Guinan return this year, and some other favorites. I'm not going to spoil it, and neither should anyone else coming into the series. So it's a little bit different. I thought it had some good action.
Yeah, very much so.
But it's heavy on time travel, which I'm not a fan of. But it did kind of wrap it up extremely well at the end. So I was very pleased by that. That kind of saved the show for me this season. And hopefully we'll get something different next season other than freaking time travel. So definitely check it out, especially if you're a fan of the Next Generation and the characters from that. I think there's some really fun tweaks and some fun little hints about what's coming up in the future that I'm not going to spoil and no one else should. Okay, so Pat, are you ready?
And
oh, no.
No.
Oh, no. Well, hopefully we will get him back and he'll be able to tell us what's going on in his brains. Is he there? Almost?
I'm there.
Okay, go ahead and
tell us quick.
Talk about Star Trek.
I knew you would hate it because of the time travel. I did laugh my ass off when it went right into it, like in the first episode. And I was like, a whole season of time travel. But it is good seeing, and man, Patrick Stewart's starting to look old.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you're froze. I'm about to dip out. This is frustrating.
Oh, rats. Okay. Did he like it or not like it?
I did like what I saw. Hey, I'm not going to fight this anymore.
Okay.
I'm just going to call it a night. And you guys, I'll chat at you next week, okay?
Okay. All right. We'll see you next time.
So long, man. Which makes me even more excited for our live in-person show coming in June, when the three of us all get together in the same room. That's going to be awesome. If we have glitches then, I'll just be like,
we'll be in the house. We'll be in the part of the house that has really strong reception. So that'll work. All right. Well, let's move on to David's girlfriend's movie, Deep Water.
Why are you the only man who wants to stay with me?
I don't know. I would kill somebody for sleeping with my wife.
Who says I slept together?
Vic, I don't mean to be the bearer of bad news, but it's pretty obvious.
I do.
You're running around murdering people, and you don't call me to help cover up the crime scene?
Pam, what'd you think?
Two kooks doing evil stuff to each other. They were both crazy, and they were both like twisted and weird, and I didn't like either one of them. So I didn't really care for it. I do like Patricia Highsmith's novels of how, you're trying to find out, because she, I guess, is really for the bad guy. So you trying to figure how they're going to get away with it the whole time. And with her, there's always a nice twist. So I thought that the story was good. I just didn't like either one of them, and I was hoping they would both shoot each other in the face at the end, and I wouldn't have to think about them anymore. Maybe that's just a little bit rough. But I
thought this was fun for the whole family.
Yeah. If you're a sicko twisted family, I think. David, what did you think?
I thought, what you have a story where you have no true protagonist, you have antagonists in this story throughout.
Yeah.
It is dark. It is not for the faint of heart.
Not for kids at all.
I've never thought about raising snails, and this movie certainly was in no way a motivation to do that. I think Ana de Armas, she has great range and has played a lot of femme fatale characters in her movies. Some kind of negative, bad guy villains in one way or another. Knives Out, which was probably her most successful film and very different from the other characters. This was kind of in tow with that. Weird. It was odd. You couldn't turn away from this in some ways of a disaster, but certainly a psychological thriller, I would say. Yeah. But you didn't have anybody you're really rooting for in this. I think the movie began and ended. We didn't know it at the beginning at the first scene, but the movie began and ended with a murder. Right after a murder took place is what I'm betting. I think that he killed the guy at the beginning. I'm giving away a spoiler there. He killed a guy at the beginning. We know what he did at the end. Bada bing, bada boom. There you go. And be wary of anyone who invites you to be part of an open relationship. Don't go to dinner with the dude in an open relationship. That's what we're learning here. All right. There are some step-by-step lessons to learn here.
I was like, how do you go to the dinner with the man that is cheating?
Right.
You cheating with his wife and you going to dinner with the husband too? Now you're taking it too far. So I didn't really feel sorry for anybody that got murdered too. I was just like, y'all all a bunch of sickos, and this is not my cup of tea. So
what an awkward kind of place, man. Ugh.
Man, they could all jump in the deep water as far as I was concerned. So definitely not for me. I think the movie that was most successful of Patricia Highsmith's novels was I just had it in my head. The one with Matt Damon and Gwyneth Paltrow.
Oh, the incredible Mr. Ripley.
Yes.
Yeah, that was a good
the
one.
talented Mr. Ripley.
Yeah,
yes.
All right.
That one I liked. I thought that one was really well done. I thought this one, and this is the movie that they say that Ben Affleck was having an affair with Anna de Armas when he was with his wife at the time. So it kind of, and you could kind of, if you look at it, you could kind of see that something more is going on than just regular stuff. So I don't know. I not my cup of tea. I didn't like it, but well done, but just not for me. What did you think, David? Is it a yes for you or a no for you?
Only because of her. Yeah, I'll watch any and everything that she's in. I think she's amazing.
Watch anything with her.
Everything she's in, I watch it. She's the best thing to come out of Cuba since sugar, and she's sweeter than that. Hands down. And I actually do think she's a talented actor. But yeah.
For
all
she's a
day,
talented actress.
yes, on Sundays. Yeah, absolutely. But she plays a twisted villain in almost every movie she's in. She always plays the femme fatale. Almost always.
Yeah.
Only in Knives Out does she not. And she really has such a wonderful character there. So she's in Blonde. It's going to be a Netflix movie on Marilyn Monroe, which is apparently supposed to offend everyone. So be on the lookout for her in that.
Okay. All right. Well, she's got a really good career going, so we'll see how it's going for her, but don't get any deep water, that's for sure. So our final is an anime series on Netflix, The Legend of Vox Machina. Check this out.
Long ago, in another realm, stood the majestic kingdom of Taldore. It was a time of peace. Until a great evil arrived. A brave group of heroes banded together.
Oi, Tavern Keep! Another round for Vox Machina, the greatest band of mercenaries in all the realm.
Brave warriors are we and far more clever than a fox. They'll tell of our exploits in the legend of Vox Machina.
All right, David, what did you think?
I don't drink, but this movie really, I think, could have been a bit of a drinking game for me. In my own, you know, I like the way it looked. Just not a big fan of it. Not a big fan. I'm not into the fantasy side of the sci-fi, so I had to go back and rewatch Deepwater on that one.
Oh, okay. I liked it. I thought it was a fun, cute little story. I thought I thought it was going to be lighter than what it was, but it turned out to be a little bit deeper than I thought it was going to be. So I was pleasantly surprised by that. I thought the writing was really good for anime, and it got me started watching other anime series.
Well, this was better than some of that stuff. I'll say that.
Yeah, and I was surprised at the sophistication of the story. That
I don't know what you mean by Siri yet.
And
I was surprised.
Gosh, my stupid Siri. I just felt like this was something interesting and not standard, and not time travel. So I was pleasantly surprised with that. But I thought it was a back to kind of a classic fantasy, like Dungeons and Dragons, or stories along that vein. So it's a lot of fun. It's something light, easy, and
it was happier
definitely
than Picard.
Now. Yeah, I did like it better than Picard. Because it was something you could wrap your head around, and then, it made more sense. It was more linear than the pew, 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 pew of time travel with the story bouncing all over. So it's definitely not for kids, though, because there's quite a bit of swearing, some sexual scenes, it's just adult. It's just more of adult series.
And anime really takes that direction. This was the tamer of some of the anime that's out there. It's like, beware of that if you're looking for something for kids.
Oh. Yeah. So I definitely think this is a more mature kind of story. So don't let your kids watch it without you. So they're gonna come out with potty mouths at the dinner table if you you let them watch this stuff. So, but it's a fun little summer kind of show, getting ready for the summer to happen. So, if you like something a little bit lighter, a little more fantasy, check out The Legend of Vox Machina. I think you'll have a good time, good laughs for it. All right. So that is it. I apologize for all the technical difficulties. We'll get that sorted out next week. But next week we have a few little ditties for you. We're going to watch Kimi, the science fiction movie starring Zoe Kravitz. Okay. Outer Range, a new cowboy flick on Amazon Prime, and DMX, a sci-fi series on HBO Max. So something really interesting in each of those. So definitely you want to join us next week for some really interesting, different kind of shows. So, David, you got any final words for us?
I would just say thank you all for joining us. Have a lot of fun yourselves watching something entertaining or reading something entertaining out there. If you have suggestions for things for us to watch, let's hear it. Let's put it in the queue. Let's see what we have.
Yeah, we'd love to hear from you, to join us, and we'll see you next time on PJammalyfe. Take care. Bye.
So long, everybody.